Day 3. This would be Monday now. Yesterday was Sunday, so that means today is Monday. That's how days work. You wake up with a little bit more can-do attitude, and of course, because, you know, I said you'd heal a little bit every day, I'm going to increase your wellness from 85 to 90. That's based on you cutting your hand on the first game day. You're doing much better. You're a little bit hungry. It is morning. There's a rattling outside your door. But aside from that, you are free to do whatever you feel like doing today. Did the hunger meter disappear? For today, you're a little bit hungry. You should probably eat. But, you know, you had food. Looks like the winning option happens to be go get nails done. All right? Fair enough. So you decide to go get your nails done. It's early enough in the morning that if you start heading there now, you'll probably make it in time. There we go. The nail salon isn't quite open yet. It'll take a couple of minutes, but being that you need to get your nails done, you decide to wait. Because it seems like all of chat was in agreement. Like, for whatever reason, everyone's first instincts are go get our nails did and go fuck the skeleton boyfriend. And yeah, go say hi to Crystal. Chat seems to say that they want to go say hi. Okay, cool. Crystal is there working as per usual. She isn't even bothering to feign that, you know, she's not a fairy this time. There's obviously a little bit of bad blood between you guys. She did take your name for a short amount of time, and you did get forced. You just kind of didn't do the dishes. So, you know, it's in, as far as things go, it works out in the wash. Be nice and act human. I don't really know what that means. Does someone want to, like, specify? I guess we could do all of these things. So it says you want to buy breakfast and coffee. I don't remember what you guys got the first time for coffee, but we can assume a croissant is breakfast, right? And you can return the bloodied shard of tip jar as well. Can we say hi and apologize for Gremlin Axe? You know, that sounds like being nice and acting human. Okay, fair enough. Good morning. I don't see. Here's the problem with be nice and act human. I don't know how to do that myself. So let's go with the croissant. And what kind of coffee do y'all want? Wordlessly return the bloodied shard of chip jar. I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, remove that from your selection of things that you have and let you do that. So you get rid of the shard of glass. You give it back to her. She doesn't do anything with it. She just kind of stares at you, and you go, "Nice weather we've been having. Can I get a croissant and some coffee, black?" She says, "Nice to see you again, too. No, how are you?" You say, "Good. Things have been good, you know, just doing your thing. Having a good day, just need a little bit of coffee. Can't start my day without coffee. It hasn't been raining much recently, you know, the weather's been, you know, it's actually really nice out right now. It's like 70, 80 degrees out, like normal. Having a good time." She says, "Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get that started for you then." And walks away to start making your coffee. Do you want your croissant warmed up? How much is a croissant at Starbucks? Does anyone know? Oh, actually, fast food menu prices. Someone actually found it in chat. Buttered croissant, $2.45? $2.45 though. Okay. $2.45 plus the coffee. How much is coffee? This is her making the coffee. Not me saying this. She's just doing it. I think that's probably a cafe latte. You guys want the tall, grande, or venti? This hurts my brain. Tall is the smallest option. Grande is the middle, and then venti is the big one. You know, she does that thing where she points at the different cup sizes. Medium size, everyone's going like medium. Yeah, everyone's saying like grande, so we're going with a grande. So that ends up being $6.63. You eat your croissant while she finishes making up your coffee. She makes your coffee, and you nibble on your croissant for a while and drink your coffee. You feel pretty good now, you know? Awake, fed, coffeeed. She continues to try and not have a conversation with you. Did our rep go up because we acted normal? You know what? It deserves to go up. I'm going to make it go up by like 1 point because you still did give her back a bloodied piece of glass and then tried to have a normal conversation. Your can-do attitude? Yeah, let's overflow your can-do attitude a bit. We're going to bring that up to 115 because there's caffeine pumping through your system. You're alive, motherfucker. After a little bit of time passes and no one else comes in, and Crystal not so secretly attempts to play on her phone to just, hang around and do nothing. It's no one's in, no one's going to rat her out, so she's just going to play on her phone. Why not? Okay, it seems like you guys just want to go get your nails done. So you wave at her, you're like, I'll see you down. See you around. Bye. And she doesn't even look up from her phone because she doesn't really see any reason to talk to you. All right, you go next door to the nail salon. You kind of just stand there in the entryway for a minute until you're greeted by the one person who apparently works there. Hello, can I help you? Chat is friend. Do they have a name tag? No, this is a nail salon. You don't need a you don't need a name tag at a nail salon, do you? Standing in front of you is a 5-ish foot tall creature that would be taller if its legs bent the right way around. Grackle-based monster, you suppose? Being a local Texan, you know what a grackle is. A grackle is normally a small bird that is kind of a dumbass that hangs out in, parking lots waiting for food. Here appears to be a creature. Grackles are majestic. Shut your mouth. Okay, fair enough. I love grackles. Are we too far into the game? I don't think so. I mean, story progression is... I was more concerned that you guys would blow through story progression, but you guys have decided this is a monster dating sim, so there you go. Fresh off of your coffee and your croissant and seeing the most attractive creature you can imagine, probably, because that's just how you guys are. You decide to ask him his name and befriend him. Well, I'm Raymond. I work here. Do you have an appointment? You don't, but it doesn't really matter because he doesn't seem to really care. The second option is to pet him and give him scritch. You start to moving your hand towards his face to give him scritches, but he kind of backs up what? You do need some work on your nails. He grabs your hand so that way you don't scratch his face. Come, sit down. I'll take care of you. The people at my last job were very stiff. You decide that you want to get your nails painted with a pride flag. How about alternating trans and bi flag nails? That's a thing you can do. While you're getting your nails done, you decide to ask for hot goss on Noah while you get your nails did. Well, me and Noah don't particularly get along. I tried to get a job, but in the graveyard, but it doesn't seem like anyone's dying to get in. Is there anything else you would like to know about? You do need your nails touched up quite a bit. It's been a while since you've gotten your nails done, isn't it? Would you like a massage? He gives your hands a slight massage before he actually starts putting on the, will that be extra? Yes. Everyone in chat said yes. Yes, it will be more. So you decide to get a massage in addition to getting your nails done. Does our sex appeal go up? Once you get your nails done, it will be. How's 69 not the max? Okay, how about I just make it 69 plus whatever amount you get? You feel all of the stress leaving your hands. You do have that cut on your hand, which he does mention. He says, now what did you do here? What is this about? You respond that you cut yourself on some stuff. Oh, that's too bad. And here I thought you were sharp. Sorry, that was mean of me. Let me patch you up. He replaces your bandage and gives you more massage to prevent you from having any more bleeding issues. I'm going to give you a point of wellness because of that. You ask us if he's ever stolen a corpse in the cemetery. He says, no, I prefer a much more lively company. You ask about your sister, and so that way you can actually progress the plot, theoretically. I haven't heard of someone like that before. Did you say she lived here? I don't recognize that name. Do you have any information I can give you? Show picture. You show the picture. Well, that's definitely you. But I don't know her. He can murder me at any time. You guys are thirsty as fuck. I give you a thirstiness stat, but I need to have a number that's under infinite. But he's a grackle. I should mention that, you know, a well put together nail salon would do things like actually put the polish directly onto your nail rather than vaguely in the general area of your finger. Not having the ability to have, you know, fully planned out movements such that birds have, your nails end up looking a little bit messier than you guys really would have liked. But, you know, he is giving it as much investigation as possible. He is, you know, doing his best. He's jerking his head around in that weird way that birds do while continuing to, you know, do his job. That's aesthetic. Like, really shittily done nails, but, like, as best as he can do. He's doing his best. It's okay. We love him despite his flaws. Are his hands wings? No, he has just normal-ass human hands. He has 5 eyes. He has 4 eyes, first off. 4 eyes on one side, 4 eyes on the other. Crow-like birds are very good at using tools. This is a grackle, though. He's not. Ask him why he's a bird. What do you mean? What do you mean, ask him why he's a bird? You can't just ask someone why they're a bird. That doesn't make sense. Chat is just like, that's racist. Ask you fuck. You know what? I'll put it on the list. We'll make a new poll. We'll make a new poll, and I'll put it on the list, you know? What do? So we're not addressing the grackle in the room? I mean, you can. You can ask someone why they're a creature. Why is he standing on the coffee table? Because of how I do this, I didn't know where he was going to end up on the screen. And so he's just kind of standing in the middle of the room. Again, any of the things that you see on screen are more of a vague understanding of what it is. He's not flying. He's just sort of there. He likes to be tall. You compliment his work, telling him he's doing a good job. This is objectively a lie. You ask him about his life. Well, I did used to work with a bunch of stuffy suits, but despite everything, they weren't exactly the life of the party. It got to be a bit much, so I moved out to this small town to get away from it all. You ask him why he likes doing nails. It was my favorite part of my old job. Though people tend to move a bit more in this profession. Now, how about you tell me more about you? I don't recognize you. You say you're looking for your sister. Have you been able to find any information on her? Smart of you to come here and ask. I see a lot of people here. They're not as transparent as my last job. You ask him if he used to be a mortician and also about the cult. As far as the cult goes, I don't know anything about that. They tend to be fairly secretive, I would assume. And as far as being a mortician, yes, I did. But like I said, everyone used to be very, stiff. And I got tired of the profession. You tell him your name and about your situation with your sister. Well, as I said before, I don't know anything about your sister, but hopefully someone around town can help you find her. Haha, whatever. Anyway, have you ever considered painting your beak? No. Ask about the boyfriend. Me and Noah don't get along too well. He's a bit too religious for my taste, and me and the man upstairs aren't on exactly the best of terms. Now, I seem to be done. Is there anything else I can do for you today? A pedicure, perhaps? If there's nothing else I can do, you know what? Why not? Instead of just saying, if there's nothing else I can do for you, why don't I go ahead and put it up as a poll? Bop, bop, bop. You decide to ask him about his hatred of God. No, that's That's a bit of a personal topic, and I don't quite know you yet, so how about we hold off on that one, and you come back and visit me sometime. You offer to give him a massage, and then he just gives you a look like, I'm not telling you about my opinion with God, and you're asking, no. You decide to then ask him about whether or not, these are all like having the same number of votes, so, you know, I'm just going to go off that. Do you know anything about Daryl? It's not that guy from Randall's, apparently, you say. No, the only Daryl I know of is the one that works at Randall's. This town is fairly small, so there aren't that many people with names like Daryl. Pay and leave. You offer to pay. So the amount it's going to be is it's going to be $30 because you did it nice, and a massage, so we can add another 15 on for that. So 45. What tip? So this, whatever you're voting on is how much it is plus your tip. So it's 45 plus that. 69%. Slip it into his shirt seductively. Three people voted for no tip. All right, so regardless of the fact that he's a little bit creepy, go fuck yourself. You should always tip. That's just me having an opinion. In Texas, it's just sort of assumed that if you have any sort of interaction where tipping is a thing, you would. American tipping culture is garbage, sure. But currently this is set in Texas, so, you know, there you go. All right, so it looks like you guys have opted to tip him $135 and ask about the cult too. So you give him a 300% tip. How about we start off with $11.25, and then do you guys really want to tip a 300% tip? Give him our motel room for a week. I'm just gonna tell you guys he lives in town, hence why he works at the shop that's in town. You know, so he doesn't really need a motel room, unless if that's an invitation. This time, you guys decided to only tip him an extra $11.25 on top of the 45. I'll let you guys go ahead and ask about the cult anyway, because that seems relevant to your interests. So you pay him a total of $56.25, burning through your money. But you do have now trans flag / bi flag nails done by someone without a steady hand, and you ask him, are you sure you don't know anything about the cult? He says, yes. Though it'd probably be worth asking around. If you think there's a cult here, then maybe be more discreet and ask someone that's not me. Let's join the cult. I would love to join the cult. Y'all want to leave now? It seems like people are pretty good with leaving. All right, it looks like you guys decided to stop being creepy and leave and go to the graveyard to look at the tombstones to see if your sister's name is on one. You can do both at the same time, and I'll give you some reputation for it. Why don't I go ahead and give you a Raymond reputation stat, because chat seems to care. We're going to put you at a solid 70 because you tipped a little bit better than usual. And then your reputation as a whole, we'll make it go up by a point. You decide to leave and head towards the graveyard. The graveyard is out back of the church, obviously. You show up at the graveyard. You start wandering around, looking at all the different gravestones, checking to see if any names pop up and really recognize, or you recognize as anything. So far, you don't own a phone. No. You check the gravestones. It's a smallish graveyard for, you know, the size. What is our sex appeal bonus? You know what? You're right. You should get some more sex appeal for having your nails done. I'm going to give you plus, let's go with 5. You don't have any paper to write things down on unless if you want to start ripping up your books from the library. None of the names on the graveyard tombstones are names you recognize. They're all fairly old. This is out back of the church, by the way. You can see that on the map. The church appears to be locked up right now. Lick the graves. Is there a caretaker of the graveyard? The graveyard is outside back of the church, so I'm going to just let you know that Noah takes care of it. Does Noah have a last name? Not that we've canonized yet, no. Where do the bodies go? In the ground, like a graveyard does. While you're wandering around in the graveyard for a bit, you do see someone go into the Home Depot wearing a suspicious-looking outfit. Looks like a full-body cloak. Noah appears to be inside the church doing whatever churchy things he's doing. And you see Daryl go into work at the Randalls. What is it that you decided to do? Let's go and check. Ask Noah to come with us to investigate the Home Depot, to investigate the cloaked figure, followed by go buy flowers from Randall's for Noah, followed by go to Home Depot to listen to the music. You knock on the door to the church fruitlessly, trying to get Noah's attention. He's doing stuff. The church is locked. You can see him through the window, though. He seems to just be tidying up, you know, the normal stuff that you do. Knock harder. You knock... Okay. Smash in the... How about we start with a normal fucking thing to do and not do that? Like, how about we not break the windows to the church? What is in Home Depot again? Home Depot is like a home improvement store. It's like where you go if you need to, like, replace the piping in your house, but you don't want to pay someone to do it. Or where the place, where the guy who charges you, like, 8 times what it's worth goes to buy the part that he switches out after a week of just ignoring you. You knock harder on the door, but Noah does not appear at the door. You begin knocking on the door real loud. Noah comes out. Are you okay? Is everything all right? Tell him what we saw. Okay. Frantically point at the Home Depot. Creepy guy at the Home Depot. Well, that's not very kind, is it? Does he live in the church? No, he was doing some tidying up. The cloak dude went into the Home Depot. Like a cult member. Oh. Well, it makes you think that they're a cult member just because they're wearing a cloak? I suppose we could go to Home Depot. I'm in the middle of something. Would you mind checking that out for me? Yes. Okay. We saw him eating a cashier and didn't find that suspicious, so we should trust that that guy just looked suspicious. I mean, that's a really solid point. Like, he actively ate someone in front of you, and you were like, that's fine, I want to date him. Your immediate thought as a chat was just like, oh, I've got to suck his dick. Like, I remember people in chat saying exactly that. Okay, Mike actually was the only person to say to suck his dick. How about I make a poll and it's just as simple as convince him to go with you to Home Depot. Go to Home Depot alone. And if I don't get a convincing argument out of chat, then go to Home Depot alone will be defaulted. I got to improve some homes and I can't do it alone. Try and guilt trip him by saying that it's his job to... If you feel threatened, I don't see why you feel threatened by him. If you have a reason to believe he's part of the cult, then, you know, and I'm more just concerned that people are walking away from the faith. It's not really something that we should harass someone over. That's a bit much, don't you think? Everyone is allowed to have their own beliefs, and, you know, I guess I'm just upset that they're not believing the things that I would like. But, you know, part of being a good Christian is understanding that some people believe things that are separate from what we believe. Don't you agree? Just dab and leave angrily to Home Depot. I think it's safe to assume that you guys will just move on to your next option. He's not going to join you, given that you haven't given him a decent reason to do so. What do now? Offer to join him appeared like 3 times in different ones. Apologize, then go to Home Depot anyway. 50% of my personality is shaming monster fuckers. 50% of my personality is accidentally making monsters for monster fuckers to want to fuck, apparently. Did you know I originally put Noah in to scare you guys away from the 7-Eleven, but you guys continue to try and fuck him regardless? Well, you shouldn't have made him so handsome. You're right. That was my mistake. I'm sorry. I like the cropping that makes it say Raveyard. That is unfortunate. All right, so it looks like with 10 votes lead, help him with whatever church shit he's doing if he will join us. He says, I was just finishing up for the day, just putting things in order. Church tends to be a little bit busy, and I don't blame people, but they leave the hall somewhat messy sometimes, so I come in the day after and clean up. It's meditative for me to make sure that things are clean and nice in the church, just in case if someone needs something. I suppose it could be worth cleaning up more, but I'm just about done and ready to head home. I'm going to head home now, actually, once I finish up, if that's all right with you. If you are concerned, that is fine, but please remember that it is, you know, not in my faith, at least, to aggress people who are of different religions. I think with that, we're going to go ahead and apologize and go to Home Depot. You say your goodbyes and thank Noah for his guidance, and let me go ahead and increase your reputation with Noah by 1. It's like kind of up and down in that conversation, but I feel like all in all, you understood and you accepted that. You're out front of the Home Depot now. A giant American flag stands on top of the building. It's fucking massive. It's like half the size of the parking lot. Just absolutely enormous. This is completely normal for Texas and not out of the ordinary in any way, shape, or form. Eat flag. Oh god, here we go. No, just giant flags are just a thing in Texas. That one doesn't look like that big of a flag. It's the flagpole is really tall. Can we remember? You can't fuck the flag. Eat flag, gain patriotism. I don't think that's how it works. You go into the Home Depot because that way I can stop having you guys try and fuck the flag. You start wandering around the aisles of the Home Depot. It doesn't appear like anyone is here. After wandering down a couple of aisles, you see someone at the other end of the aisle. I'm going to allow you guys to do whatever you want now. Just start eating hammers. Time to murder an innocent man, says someone in chat. You ask him where the birdseed is so you could give it to Raymond next time you see him. You walk up to the man in the cloak and ask him for assistance finding birdseed. He says, "Welcome to Home Depot. May I take your order?" You ask him where the birdseed is. He says, "Home Depot. Nothing runs like a deer. I can help you with that. Follow me." He wanders off away from the direction where you were at, wandering off down the aisles to try and presumably find... do y'all want to follow him, or do you want to just, like, follow him? You follow him centrally. Can you not try and fuck everything? He brings you to another aisle. You follow him to the birdseed aisle. He goes, "Home Depot. Eat fresh. May I help you with anything else?" It looks like Bibcheck is winning with a small margin, so I'm just going to say that you pull out the Bible out of your bag and you just chuck it at him. But, like, you know, not as hard as you could have. The Bible bounces off more or less harmlessly, as much as, you know, it is harmless to throw an entire book at someone. And then you ask him about your sister and where to buy flowers for Noah. He says, "If you want to buy flowers, I think you'll find there's a terrible price to pay. You want to know about your sister? I will have to gain guidance. Wait for a moment." He completely ignores you hitting him with a Bible. The Bible is just sort of on the floor. You need candy? Wouldn't you ask about candy? Ask for candy didn't even get half the votes of the winning options. He walks away and picks up a small orange phone off the wall. "Price check. Aisle 5. I'm loving it. He hangs up. He stands there blankly staring at the wall. Pick up Bible. You pick up the Bible. Another man approaches and taps the other man on the shoulder. Are you having trouble, brother? Yes, brother. This customer would like flowers. I see. When it rains, it pours. Yes, brother. When it rains, it pours. Obey your thirst. I will show you to the flowers. But I must warn you about the I already warned him about the terrible oh, there's a terrible price on the flowers. There's a terrible price. Flowers. Home Depot is for kids. The other man wanders off in another direction, and the new man takes you to the flower section. As you see, the flowers have a terrible price. You look at the price, and they are vaguely more expensive than you would have expected. Home Depot. What can Brown do for you? Are they pretty though? They're alright. They're a little bit eh. Use horticulture to identify flowers for strange plants. You see some, like, chrysanthemums? That's a type of flower, right? You have a 7 in that skill. You're aware what a flower is. What size of bag or bucket of birdseed did we pick up? I don't know. How big of a bag would you guys want to get? I don't know how birdseed works. I didn't really prep my birdseed knowledge. Probably small, just like a smallish bag. How about a 5-pound bag? 12 seed. You decide to ask him about getting a job. If you don't mind, I will have to ask for assistance from a higher power. He wanders over to an orange phone, picks it up, and his voice comes over the intercom. I need manager's assistance to the flowers section. Home Depot. Finger licking good. Another cultist or another Home Depot employee shows up to assist. Yes, I am the manager. Did you tell him about the sales? Yes. Melts in your mouth, not your hands. Home Depot. Yes. You ask about getting a job. We are hiring right now. If you're interested. We have big plans. Home Depot, we bring good things to life. Is this the guy from before? Possibly. He's wearing, like, they're all wearing different color versions of the same, like, outfit, essentially. We have big plans for Home Depot. You're interested? I will find the contract. To life, you say? Brother, go fetch the contract. The contract. Can you hear me now? Home Depot. One of the men wanders off as they stare and he kind of just stands and looks at you vacantly, not saying anything. You decide to ask him about his brother and him. We are very close. Home Depot. Don't be evil. You decide to discuss horticulture with him. Both of you don't know what you're doing. Neither of you are able to do so effectively. You're like, trees, how about them? And he's like, trees, yes. Snap, crackle, pop. Home Depot. The other cultist returns. He's got a paper in his hands. Here you are. He hands you the slip of paper. It's just a application form for working at Home Depot. We're having... Is it alright if I call you for an interview tomorrow night? At night? Everyone seems to be really concerned about the fine print of the Home Depot employee contract. It appears in all shapes and forms to be a very basic job application form. It's got stuff like, why do you want to work at Home Depot? Contact information for references. If you were to be able to be hired, when could you start the soonest? You know, how much would you expect to be paid? What are some previous locations you've worked at? You know, that kind of thing. That's not an application. That's an application, not a contract. Read between the lines. It's just blank spaces where you would add your own stuff. So, second place is tell them you could consider it, but need to finish up some stuff today, and you'll get back to them tomorrow. Take the contract with you, but don't sign. I understand. This is an important decision. Yes, an important decision, brother. A very important decision. Home Depot, fly the friendly skies. Home Depot, obey your thirst. Home Depot, a choice of a new generation. What does the contract smell like? It smells like wood chips? Because you're in Home Depot and everything smells like wood chips? Home Depot, because you're worth it. We need this job. Home Depot, every kiss begins with Home Depot. Nothing out of the ordinary is happening here. You decide you're gonna just buy the, well, are we good? You're, brought over to the checking, you know, the checkout counter with the flowers you've decided. What kind of flowers do you guys want to buy for Noah? You put the stuff down on the conveyor belt. Both of them are standing behind the cash register. You'll have to excuse him. Yes, you'll have to excuse me. He's new. Yes, he's new. Home Depot takes a licking. And the other one responds, and keeps on ticking. Okay, so I guess you guys are buying a cactus. These are normal Home Depot employees. You buy a small, like, cactus. It was the best looking one as far as you could tell with your horticulture skill. Get in the zone. Home Depot. So we'll say it's $7. Your total is a terrible price. A terrible price we must all pay. Plus tax. Home Depot. Bet you can't just eat one. The price is $24.55. I'm going to take that from you now. Brings you down to $317.40. Thank you for shopping at Home Depot. Would you like assistance out to your car? Home Depot. We have the meat. Chat says no. The one man turns to the other and says, "We need to talk about your performance today. Yes, but I must go. Yes, you must go. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, yes. Is it time for your lunch break? Yes. Okay. What would you do for a Home Depot?" You leave the Home Depot, because that seems to be what, generally speaking, chat wants to do, so we're doing that now. And you head outside to the parking lot of the Home Depot. That was completely normal and exactly what, like, every Home Depot you've ever interacted with was like. It's getting to be late in the day. It's actually not in lunchtime at all, and you're not entirely sure what that guy was talking about. You are now a bag of birdseed and a cactus heavier than you were a minute ago. Can we eat the flag real quick? No, you can't. You can't eat the you can't eat any of that stuff. Why would you? Give a cactus to as an apology to Noah, and put the cactus at the church with a note that says "from No." You head over to the church. It's locked up for the night, in that it is night now. The church is locked, and you don't know where Noah lives, so you can't really give it to him. So I'm going to go with the second option that says put the cactus at the church with the note that says "from No." So you leave it on the doorstep, like right, like down near the little thing in the doorway. It's fine. All right. You decide to go to Home Depot to meet the zombie. The 7-Eleven. Sorry, I'm so like into talking about Home Depot now that Anyway, you go to the 7-Eleven. It appears to be abandoned. Enter 7-Eleven. The 7-Eleven is locked. I should mention that. Check watch. It's like 8 o'clock at night. It's getting dark out. Drink gas. We should probably bring your tiredness down quite a bit, because it's like late and you've been doing stuff all day. Your can-do attitude's gonna drop because of that. Let's put you at a good 60. You're not gonna die, but you're just tired now because you've been doing stuff today. You decide to look in the window. There doesn't appear to be anything wrong with this 7-Eleven. I almost said Home Depot again. There's nothing really like notable about the 7-Eleven aside from that it's locked. It could just be that it's late at night. I honestly have no idea if 7-Elevens are 24/7 or not. This one appears not to be. Go home and read book appears to be getting a higher total than break in. So I'm going to have you guys head towards home. You head back over the bridge towards the apartment or the motel where you're living at. Renting at, whatever the correct term is. Now, what are you doing out here this late? Says the man in the toll booth. Going home? Mind your own business. All right, well, don't you be out here too late. On my way home, sir. It's this dude, a juggalo. He's wearing a police uniform. You can't see it because I didn't bother to actually, like, sculpt in the rest of his outfit. But yeah. What are you, a cop? Yes, he's a cop. Yeah, I know, vampires. Yep. You don't have to pay to use the bridge. I'm just supposed to sit here, make sure no one does anything. You just decide to ignore the police officer and walk home. Oh, he didn't follow you home. Sorry about that. There we go. You head back to your apartment, or, you know, your motel room, and head on inside. One of the things that you guys decided to do over the day was to read over the lore in the book about the town. I'm going to be honest with you guys, it doesn't say much of anything of interest. It talks about how the town was settled and how it was originally going to be a mining town for sulfur and that kind of thing. It's actually fairly common for West Texas to be like that. It's kind of just normal for Texas to have sulfur mines. It does explain the smell on the way here. Does it say anything about magic? It doesn't say anything about magic, but the thing doesn't really say anything of note about, you having any sort of magic or anything really out of the ordinary that you would expect. It's mostly very boring. Does the say where the town of nowhere had any other name? No, they just decided to go with that originally, and it kind of stuck because no one bothered to change it. Sort of like how El Paso is called El Paso, which literally translates to the pass. It was just meant to be like an area that you'd travel through on the way to somewhere else. The town of nowhere itself is named, town of nowhere because it's in the middle of nowhere. There are no secret compartments to the book. No, it's just a book. Any other questions y'all want to ask about the book before we head off for the evening? Is there a gun in the Bible? We actually never checked. No, it's just a normal Bible. What are the first words in the book? The town of nowhere was... Does the town of nowhere, or does the book have a list of families? Not any names that you recognize off the top of your head, no. Who is the author of the lore book? Be honest, like, some of this is stuff that I didn't think that I would need to know. Thanks for another good stream. Sleep between the mattress and the bed frame. I just assume. Did you take the Home Depot contract with us? You did. I think we can probably call it there then. Anyway, I'm going to go for now. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.